baby? It's Tuesday, dog. No, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, no, Tuesday.
No, today.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, today's Tuesday. Yeah.
It's Tuesday. Damn.
And Memorial Day, telling you everything.
I mean, go ahead, Nick. Whenever you're done fucking. Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, but what's the difference?
Labor Day is obviously for people to get the day off, give everybody a break. But Memorial Day signifies more about the individuals that gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Okay, what is the other? I'm sorry, it's not Labor Day that I was thinking of. This
Veterans Day?
Veterans Day, there we go. So, okay, Veterans Day is celebrating the vets.
That's correct.
Okay, Memorial Day is, once again?
For the individuals that gave the ultimate sacrifice for this freedom, that are no longer here. Yeah.
You know, when somebody gives their life up for this country or any country, like you said, ultimate sacrifice, right? And in this country, it gives us freedom.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah. More freedom than any other country.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what, everybody, I want you guys to give a warm welcome to United States Marine Corps Staff Sergeant. I try to say two words at the same time.
Right.
Staff Sergeant Cartoon, baby. Let's go, dog.
Thank you for having me like that. I really appreciate it, brother. I'm humbled. Thank you
for your service, brother.
Oh, thank you for your support, brother.
Dog.
Thank you for your support.
Wow, bro. You're still active duty?
That's correct.
You just came, you just drove straight from San Diego right now?
Yeah, that's correct.
How was that drive?
Oh, man, I think I told, my family, I don't think I'm going to ever get used to the California traffic, man. It's always packed in every highway.
Well, they didn't move out the way while you were driving that tank down the freeway, bro?
Nah, I wish I could drive a tank.
Did they give you any access to like driving in Humvees? Like, hey, bro, I got a date this weekend. You know what I mean? I need that Humvee.
Oh, not at all.
No?
Yeah, imagine if that'd be the case, man. I think you'd have all crazy Marines all over the highway.
100% drunk as shit, destroying fucking federal property, right?
Yeah, it's already pretty bad as it is. Imagine if they give that access, away to those people.
Bro, you look sharp, bro.
Thank you, brother.
You look sharp. You look fit.
Okay.
You look the way you're supposed to right now, right?
Thank you, boss. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, being active duty.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure there's some fat dudes too, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Out of shape?
Yeah, absolutely.
How long have you served for the United States Marine Corps?
I joined the Marine Corps on January 2013, so a little less under 12 years. So.
And you just took a second tour? Is that? I think, did you tell me something like that?
No, I re-enlisted.
Re-enlisted, is that what it's called, re-enlisted?
Yeah, re-enlistment.
I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, so it's all right, brother.
Feel free to correct me as I go.
No, absolutely. So, usually people sign contracts for 4 years. It could be 5 years. But, on average, it's usually 4 years. After those, or when you get closer to those 4 years, you can always re-up, which means re-enlist. And obviously you sign for another 4 or whatever the contract states for that job, or MOS, which is military occupational specialty, which is whatever you do in the Marine Corps.
So the first, when you initially signed up for the Marine Corps, your first 4 years, what did you sign up for? What did you sign up for? I know sometimes you might sign up for something, but they have you do something else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was kind of an open thing, not necessarily like an open contract, but my recruiter at the time, he let me choose from a couple jobs, I've always liked doing mechanic work, so he said, hey, we have a job opening to be a mechanic for tactical vehicles. And I said, I like to do that. So I became a automotive mech for the military to work on tactical vehicles, diesel engines specifically. So that's what I've been doing since.
Dope, brother. Dope. And where have you been able to, where has the Marine Corps taken you to?
Oh, man, so.
The first 4 years.
Okay, first 4 years. Okay, so the first 4 years, obviously, I came here to California, never been, so.
And we'll get into that part of your story.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I'm doing is I'm kind of fast forwarding a little bit, and then we're going to just bounce back,
all right,
bro.
We'll do that. So my first 4, I went to North Carolina. I went to Afghanistan. I was in Ireland, Romania. And that was my first 4.
People like myself that's outside looking in, but living in this great country, and how do we outside look in? We watch the news, right?
Absolutely.
Afghanistan seems like that would probably be the most rough terrain, or correct me if I'm wrong, out of those countries that you visited.
Yeah, it was definitely the roughest.
Yeah,
absolutely the roughest.
And what did they have you doing out there, brother?
So when we got to Afghanistan, obviously, everybody has their job that they want to do, right? Or that they do. So we were in support of Operation Enduring Freedom at the time. I was able to do my job, which is automotive technician on those diesel engines. So we were in charge of the vehicles out there, getting them up and ready for convoys, or getting them out of the country when we were shipping the tactical vehicles back. So I was doing my job that I signed up for.
And so Operation, what was it again?
Enduring Freedom.
Enduring Freedom.
Yep.
So this is a point, but isn't this the time where Trump pulled the troops out?
Trump pulled the troops out in, I want to say it was 2015.
2015, okay.
That's correct.
Damn. Shit, time flies.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And so what exactly is the operation for? It's to give freedom to within the citizens there?
Enduring Freedom is I wouldn't know the bigger concept of it, but we were there in support of the other units that were there, making that were doing daily operations, whether it was combat operations, vehicle operations. So there's a plethora of things that go into Operation Enduring Freedom. It's not just necessarily one thing. It's a lot. It kind of branches out to a bigger mission statement than what it is just meant to be.
Agendas, hidden agendas.
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah,
but
I mean, there's an agenda. So the agenda was to, like, if you can put it in a nutshell, the agenda was to
support the locals.
Support the locals.
Yep.
Okay, support the locals. How was it supporting the locals?
Against the fight of ISIS.
Yes.
I think it's kind of unfortunate that other countries have to deal with that. Because it comes to a time where you think that, imagine if this was happening in this country.
Yeah.
You're in your backyard, and would you rather have the terrorists here or out there? You know what I mean? So I think us being out there and in support of them, helping out the locals, learning from their culture, at the same time, providing these individuals with jobs and other things that they needed. I think it was a blessing. It was a blessing to learn from a different culture, to learn about how they live. Because once you see that side and you come here, you truly learn to appreciate, the freedom here. Like basic things like running water. That's a huge blessing in itself. So it was a big eye opener to me, a big experience that opened my eyes to a lot, that made me appreciate life for what it is.
What did you learn from the locals while you're out there, culture-wise?
Culture-wise, man, I was there during a time of Ramadan. I never, had experience or seen somebody go through Ramadan through that time. So, just different cultural aspects in regards to religion. How they carry out, their religious activities. I learned about their food, the way that they act. Obviously, they don't have the same customs that we do.
Do they really wipe their ass with their hands?
I never saw that, from my experience, but I don't know.
It's a random fucking question.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Somebody shared that one time here on the planet. They said someone else that was out there in Afghanistan, in regards to their food. I mean, they're nice people. I mean, and then you got the language barrier. Yeah. That kind of sucks, right?
I mean, the people that we came across, they're very nice. Obviously, they see Americans, right? So they see us out there, and they kind of want what we have. So a big thing is like they see your gear, like they see your watch. So a big thing was like, oh, watch. I trade. Like they want the gear that you have. Obviously, you're not gonna trade, a $100 watch or a G-Shock that he just got for you.
Yeah, well, I would have been like 3 goats and your sister.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, some people did trade stuff, but I didn't, But it's different to see their culture.
Does that pussy out there hit different or what?
I've never got to experience that, brother.
Yeah, good. It's good for you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to keep. Apologize about that.
Nah, it's all right, man.
Just the culture, man. Talk about getting off the plane and just like, what the fuck am I doing out here? Like, what was your initial thoughts,
man, bro? So we got on the plane, right? Obviously, the flight was long. We stopped in Romania, and then we went back. Obviously, shipped to Afghanistan. But once we got there, I remember getting off the plane, and I'm getting off. We're getting off the plane. Everybody's grabbing their gear. I get onto the flight line. And I kept telling my homie at the time, I was like, damn, the engine from the plane is really hot. Like I could just feel it blowing in me, right? The air is just like blowing super hot air. But we kept walking, and I turned around and I was like, it is not. It's not the engine of the plane, bro. It's the heat. It just felt like I tell people just grab a blow dryer, put it in high heat, and just put it on your face. That's how it felt the whole time. Yeah. And that's when I was like, man, it's gonna be a fun stay here while we're here.
Wow. I'm a civilian, right? And so we see these movies.
Absolutely.
And sometimes us as alpha males that, didn't have the privilege or the opportunity maybe to serve the country, or maybe just didn't make the decision to want to do that, right? When I watch movies, bro, I feel like if I was out there, homie, like, shit, dog, everybody's suspect. Like you gotta be on high alert.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, talk about got them IEDs on them. Are those bombs?
Yeah. So, I mean, a big thing is just being, on high alert. When we were out there, I mean, it didn't matter if it was like, somebody working on base or, somebody else that you saw or another local, when you go to the little shops, they're called bazaars, and they sell like, rugs and little things like that. And, you never know, at the end of the day, it is a foreign country, it's foreign soil. So you never know what somebody's going to do or how they're going to react. So, I mean, you're high paranoia all the time, high state of alert, always ready. Like, as we train, as we practice, it's hard to trust people out there.
What kind of strap you rolling with?
We had M4s, M16s, just ARs, like assault rifles, as you would call them. But yeah, in the military, M4s, M16s, there's different weapons that people hold out there, but for the most part, we had rifles.
And what kind of clips those 30-round clips?
Yeah, they're 30-round clips. Yeah, we hold 30-round clips. It's 180 rounds total.
180 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 180 rounds total on you.
Yeah, that's correct.
Which on the belt and everything
that's
like
correct.
that.
Mm-hmm.
When they have restaurants out there, correct?
We have chow halls.
No, but the residents, the people that live, do they have little restaurants?
Oh
there?
yeah, like little pop-ups. Yeah, like where they sell food.
Yeah,
they do.
Like you can walk in and sit at a table.
I mean, I don't think. For us, we weren't like allowed the opportunity to do that. But for other locals that were there or other units that were embedded into certain villages, yeah, they were able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, what is the cleanliness out there? Out of curiosity,
I tell you,
because you can walk into a restaurant here and it have a B, and have a C. I
tell you what, I don't know if it was cleanliness, but a couple of us did get sick the first couple weeks that we were there. I accounted it to just being acclimatization to the food. Obviously, the food's different, so it's like going, like I told somebody, you go to Mexico, you eat something out there, it's not gonna be the same, as when you eat here, of course.
And what kind of food are we talking about? This is just.
I mean, they have gyros, salads, a lot of salads, fruits, vegetables, things like that.
A lot of fruits, vegetables, but it's a desert area, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I guess there are parts
absolutely.
where they can produce.
Absolutely. Agriculture.
Agriculture.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yep.
Wow, man. So freaking interesting. And also too, a question I have for you before we dive into your story.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to just tap into your first little 4 years
Absolutely.
of what you're doing. You re-enlisted.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yep.
Twice. Yeah. Because you said 12 years and you said that's 4 years each.
That's correct.
So you made a little different. I
love the Marine Corps, man.
You love the Marine Corps. What do you love about the Marine Corps?
The Marine Corps gave me an opportunity, man, to get out of home. Obviously, my parents didn't have money to send me to college, but it made me learn a lot of things. Made me be a man here in the Marine Corps. Made me one thing that I love is lead, teaching, and inspiring other Marines, the youth. Telling them that it is better. There's things to do. Obviously, not just in the military, but being able to be a person that can teach on and pass those lessons that I've learned that made me a better person to them. So that way they don't make the same mistakes and they can be better people, not only to us but to society.
So there's a lot of young kids that enlist into the Marines, or
Yep.
they serve the country, and basically the government gives them some type of pay and
Incentives.
education incentives,
Yep.
right? Hey, come and serve 4 years, enlist for 4 years, and after the 4 years, you have the opportunity to continue with us, or you can grab what we told you we give
correct.
you. And what is it usually what they put on the table
Oh
for?
man, I've never been a recruiter. You know, I was a drill instructor for 3 years, so I trained them when we got them into boot camp. I made them into Marines. But you know,
Wow.
we saw.
No, that's badass shit, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
But for the contract wise, there's so many things, you know, that people are offered bonuses depending on what job, you know, you choose in the military. There's many different things that you can get from serving your 4 years. But I think a big thing that a lot of people tend to miss is just that tuition assistance, like being able to go to college while you're in the military. You know, you can go to college. You don't have to wait till you get out. You can go to college. The military will pay for all that, which is, I think, is the biggest thing. You know, education is fruitful for the, you know, for the mind. You know, you need that.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the biggest thing. There's money bonuses. You know, $20,000, $30,000. It depends on the job. You know, but I think, like I said, education for me is the biggest one.
How do you feel about some people that are just so anti-government, but they have the comfort of living in this country, and they you know, every day they, you know, are able to turn that running water on, right? You know, just like you said, and over there, it's a privilege out here, and so there's a lot of, like, I'd say maybe spoiled kids, or maybe there's a woke generation. I mean, I think there's always been somewhat of a woke generation from generation to generation. You know, people that protest wars, like UCLA, you see them, like a lot of crazy stuff going on in regards to the Israel and the Hamas war, Palestine. But sometimes you can serve your country, and I don't mean long-winded about this, but I'm forming my question as I go. You can serve this country, brother, and there's some people that aren't going to appreciate the sacrifice that you have made for this country, and they're going to say, hey, man, you're just fucking bop, this and that. You're fucking fueling their fucking boat. Like, have you ever gotten any type of backlash like that?
Yeah, I have. But, you know, I just talked to somebody about this on Memorial Day. You know, somebody was coming up to me and telling me, I'm upset that some people don't understand what this day is about, or about the sacrifices that you guys make. And my answer to them was, they don't know and they don't have to know. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we signed up for a job. I am so sorry that you feel that way, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, you don't have to understand the sacrifices that we make. I'm glad that you get to live in this country, and, you know, you're blessed that you get to live here. If you don't see that, I'm sorry that you don't see that, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm still going to do my job. I'm still going to serve this country. I'm still going to, you know, try to do positive things, because at the end of the day, you know, these people that are anti-war, you know, against anti-military. Once you're locked into that mindset, you're going to be locked into that mindset. You might be able to get a little bit of insight from somebody, but if you haven't sat down in front of me and got it out of my mouth, or you haven't truly got to know me, then you're just jumping the gun. You're jumping to conclusions, and you're passing judgment to somebody. So, you know, I'm sorry, like, that, you know, people think that way.
You know what, brother? I respect all, you know, military individuals, as long as they, you know, they're staying within the guidelines of doing what's right and not the wrong shit, right? Because, you know, sometimes, back to the movie thing, sometimes we see movies and there's bad dudes within, you know, our own, our neighbors, so to speak, right? Yeah. But anyways, I just really want to give you a round of applause again, brother.
Oh,
thank you.
I'm humble, brother. Thank you so much
for your service of this country. And, you know, you really believe it. Like, you are a proud Marine.
Absolutely.
You know, like, this is the Marine Corps is your family. The Marine Corps has made you to the person that you are now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've instilled discipline. They've instilled a lot. They've given you a lot of tools in life to the point now you're a drill instructor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what it consists of being a drill instructor?
So I was a drill instructor. A drill instructor is so I'll go into it a little bit, right? So for the people that are watching, but drill instructor duty is considered an SDA, right, which is a special duty assignment. Usually, special duty assignments in the Marine Corps are about 3 years. So I did that from 2018 to 2021. Being a drill instructor consisted of, you know, it's kind of in the job title, right? Instructing drill, but not only necessarily instructing drill, but teaching these young men and women that are coming into boot camp the basics of being a Marine, right? You know,
what are some of the basics?
Believe it or not, like basic hygiene, how to shave your face, you know, how to speak, you know, good morning, you know, orders, basic customs and courtesies, you know, If somebody says something to you, you respond back. You get told to do something, you instill that instant obedience to orders, right? So that way this can transfer over to whenever, if it ever happens you're in combat, you don't question those orders, whenever you're being carried out into, whatever mission statement it is that you're doing or whatever it is that you're being tasked to do. So,
you do what the fuck you're told to do.
The nitty-gritty.
Because at the end of the day, in the viewpoint of the Marine Corps, it's coming from someone that knows a lot more than what you know.
Not only that, but you got to think about.
And you got to trust.
Yeah, but I think a big thing is that a big key takeaway from this is just making sure that you do what you're told, because then that can cost somebody else's life, right? I think the biggest thing is
you don't do your job.
Absolutely. So last thing you want is.
So if you're being hesitant on your job, you can get the next man fucking killed.
That's correct. Yeah. So
accountability.
Yep. That's another one. Accountability. Like respect to, like I said, to your elders. And like I said, basic things. Some of these kids come from all over the country, man. They never had a father figure, so they've never been taught, how to do certain things, how to fold their clothes, how to make their bed in the morning, how to account for their gear. So they're being taught pretty much, a lot of these kids are being taught in 3 months what a parent couldn't teach them in 18 years.
Wow.
So it's definitely a job that we take a lot of pride into, and it's been an amazing ride for me to be able to do that. It was an amazing opportunity.
And it's probably a hard pill for some of these kids too to swallow.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's probably a hard pill for some of these guys to swallow because, like you said, maybe they didn't have a father and they just had a mother, and she was always soft spoken to him.
Absolutely.
And she that little motherfucker sucked the titty until he was like 13 years old.
Spoon fed,
spoon fed type of shit, And now you are in the greatest sector of our military, so to speak, right?
That's correct.
The Marines, bro, proud, right? How come you didn't want to join the Navy, bro?
To be honest with you, I didn't even plan on joining the military. I wanted to go to community college. Obviously, we, didn't have the money for it. But I was working at a gas station at the time, and a recruiter came up to me, which is a Marine.
Yeah.
And the way he approached me was very different than what the other branches talked to. The other branches, they had given me classes or little pamphlets, but this dude came up to me. And he said, if this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, that's fine. He's like, or you could come talk to me. He's like, make your choice, brother. And I'm going to leave my card here. He didn't push me. He wasn't like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
So then I went home and I was like thinking about it. I was like, this dude really asked me what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And then, I got that card, and the rest was pretty much history after that.
So a lot of cats, and now I think this is a good time to pivot towards your childhood, bro, because for some reason you made the decision to join the Marines.
Yeah.
What made, how old were you at the time?
I was 17 at the time.
17. Let's go, baby. 17. So that's a mature 17-year-old right there. Or that's a 17-year-old that understands what the future's looking like. I'm at a gas station right now.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go home with this card. Like, damn, dog, I ain't good with this shit. I'm better than this shit.
Yeah.
And so this is a good time to pivot. How you grew up.
Okay.
Where did you grow up? You grew up in Texas?
Texas. I grew up in a place called the Valley. It's South Texas. It's 5 minutes from the border. The biggest city close there is Bronzeville. It's literally right bordering the Rio Grande Valle, and it's called Matamoros. So that's the city in Mexico. So that's where I grew up. My parents moved to the United States when I was 6 years old. Obviously, they brought me over. So the first, obviously, grade that I was able to go to here in the United States was first grade.
First grade.
Mm-hmm. And, from there on.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Your parents brought you from where?
From Mexico.
From Mexico?
Yeah, Matamoros.
So you were born in Mexico?
I was born in Bronzeville. I was born in the United States,
okay.
But my dad used to cross over back and forth for work.
Sorry about that. I wanted to clarify that. So you did have citizenship since a baby.
That's correct.
Because you were born in Bronzeville.
Yeah.
And so how was it growing in Texas? Were you raised with moms and pops? Obviously, pops was there. Moms was there too?
My pops, well, obviously, I think it happens like a lot of, Hispanic families. My pops grew up as an alcoholic, so because of that, he got in trouble with the law. He ended up getting locked up when I was in 4th grade and was in jail pretty much the rest of elementary year and a couple of years throughout my middle school year. So my mom kind of dealt with like the teen years. So it was pretty rough, you know. My mom obviously worked 2 jobs, you know, to try to get me through, give me the necessities that I needed. I think my dad, I like to tell, you know, my moms and my pops when we speak about this, that my dad got out at a crucial time, you know, out of jail because I was already hitting those teen years, and it was those years that, you know, obviously you look up to somebody, or you're trying to look up to somebody to kind of figure out your identity or figure out who you truly are. So not having my pops around for that time, you know, it was pretty rough because he got out and he's trying to mold this relationship with me. And obviously I'm in my rebellious teen years, you know, and I didn't want to listen to him because I used the example of like, why am I going to listen to you if you used to beat on my moms, you were in jail the whole time. You
didn't have any respect for him?
Yeah, I didn't.
So, we had a lack of respect for him.
So I had a lot of friction with my pops.
Okay.
You know, and I was in the wrong now that I think about it, because he got out of changed man. You know, he came out of jail. He gave his life to God, and at the time I didn't want to see that. You know, so
what was he going to jail for?
Beating my mom.
Beating your mom.
Yeah,
wow.
Domestic violence. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
It's all right, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's tough right there. And so obviously you had every right to feel the way you felt.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
I had a lot of anger towards my dad, and in a sense towards my mom too, because I'm like, you know, you're taking this man back after everything that we've been through. You know what I mean? After everything that you've been through, you've seen the way he was, and you know he's been in jail for these many years, and then he gets out, and then you know now you're trying to mend this, or he's trying to mend this relationship with her and me. So I was kind of mad at my moms at the time for that, you know. But like I said, I was young. I was in my rebellious teen years, and I didn't truly understand the bigger picture at that time.
How many? You had siblings?
I do. Yeah, I'm the youngest. I have an older brother and an older sister.
What's the difference in age?
So just from me and my brother, it's 18 years.
Wow, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from my brother to my sister, it's 7 years.
7 years.
So we're pretty spread apart.
Okay. And from the same parents?
Yeah, from the same dad. Yeah,
from the same dad, same mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, man. That's interesting. So you had to kind of like man up at a young age.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think. I mean, for me, it was just staying out, you know, and not really wanting to be home. You know, I just nobody wants to stay in a place where you're harvesting all this like evil, all this like all these bad things, you know, alcohol addiction, all this anger. So from the time that my pops, went to jail, it became a thing where I was just, out in the streets, running with my homies and, learning bad habits that I shouldn't have been doing at the time.
And up to this time that we're talking about, it's all been right there in Texas.
That's correct.
How was it being raised right there in Texas, like the terrain, now that you live in California and you're familiar with California? I mean, how was it growing up in Texas?
Texas is hot, man. Texas, it's humid hot.
Yeah.
So we're right there by the Gulf Coast, at the very south tip of Texas. So it's hot, it's dry. There's a lot of monte, so a lot of like dry land, not much vegetation. But the vegetation that is grown there it's like cotton, bonbon, which is okra. There's that's pretty much it, man.
What is okra again?
What was that?
Okra? What is it again?
Bonbon.
Yeah, what is it?
It's like it looks like a jalapeno, but it's not like a jalapeno. It has like you can fry it. People usually eat it with like catfish and stuff. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty good veggie.
It's a good veggie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Do they sell it right here? Yeah, of course they do, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I mean, it might be hard to find it, or
I think I've seen it here in a couple stores, but I don't know. It's not like as familiar as Texas. In Texas, we have it a lot.
And is it something that you had a lot with catfish?
Yeah, and catfish. Yeah, catfish. You can eat it with like eggs. You can eat it with.
Is catfish good?
Yeah, catfish is pretty good.
They kind of say that like catfish is the rats of the lake. Is it true?
I mean, I like any type of food, man. I think any food is a blessing. So
absolutely, yeah. Especially sometimes when you had to be out serving and you're on those MREs or something, right?
Yeah, MREs are not it, bro.
Yeah, they're not it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think of Texas? I don't think of catfish. I would think of Louisiana having the catfish. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about some barbecue, baby. Yeah. I'm all about the meat and potatoes.
Obviously barbecue too. Barbecue too. But there's also alligator gar. Have you ever heard of that?
No, talk to me about it.
Alligator gar is a fish that literally has like, it looks like the head of an alligator, but it has like the body of a fish.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
But it's pretty good. You
I'll be
can
scared
fry
to eat
it.
that little motherfucker. Huh?
It's scary, to be in the water. I've seen people fish for it too. I'm like, I don't know how you do that. But yeah, it's, we got different foods. Obviously barbecue. Everybody knows Texas barbecue ribs, barbecue chicken. Crawfish.
Crawfish. The terrain right there, is it just open? Is it fields? It's country?
Yeah, it's country. They got fields. It's open. But like I said, the bordering cities like Corpus, obviously South Padre Island, it's all Gulf Coast, so you can find everything. All sorts of food there, bro.
Also, obviously Gulf Coast, so you're along...
Shrimp, everything. Yeah, everything.
Crawfish
when it's in season, yeah.
When it's in season. What does that taste like?
Crawfish, man. Crawfish is like maybe like crab meat. Have you ever had crab meat?
Yeah.
I like to say like crab meat. It looks like little lobsters,
Okay.
Yeah, that's the closest thing that I can...
Crawdaddy.
Crawdaddy, yeah, crawdaddies.
Crawdaddy. I keep on thinking that's some Louisiana shit, but obviously the Louisiana's out that way too.
Yeah. You go up the Gulf Coast and you'll hit Louisiana.
So how long were you in? Did you graduate high school? Obviously you did that, right? You graduated high school. Did you graduate high school in Texas?
I did, in Texas.
Okay. So, but 17 is when you got that card from dude that pulled up to your gas station.
Told me to hit him up.
And so when you hit him up, is that when you made when you moved to California?
No. So obviously there's like a workup to it, right?
Yeah,
so,
talk to me about it, brother.
So I went home, and I didn't even want to tell my moms because obviously at the time you need to be 18 you need to have consignment if you're under 18 to join the military, or, if you're 18, obviously you sign. I was obviously under 18, so I didn't even want to tell my moms. But I went home and I thought about it. I spoke to my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, hey, I think I'm joining the military. And she's like, what? You're crazy, And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, like just out of nowhere, So then I hit up the recruiter, and he's like, hey brother, how about you come to the office tomorrow? Can you come tomorrow? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I went the next day, and we sat down in this desk, and he gave me these chips. It was like these tabs, and they said I want to say, like I said, travel, education, like little things, like travel, education, leadership, or I forgot what they all said, but
like blocks, like almost like a type of building blocks.
Yeah, like little tags. They little tags, and he said put these in order of what's more important to you. And I want to say I chose like leadership, education, and travel. And he said, you can do all of this in the military. Yeah. And then that's when, obviously he did his little, salesman speech, and I was like, oh, yeah, this sounds awesome. Yeah. And then he's like, let me show you this video. And he shows me this video. And it's like these Marines coming out the river with rifles. Yeah. And I was like, where do I sign up? I want to do that right now. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, bro, let's talk about the jobs. Let's talk about you taking the test, the ASVAB. So he got me super pumped about joining the military, right? And then that's how they get you.
I mean, how did it, being fatherless, so to speak, right? Okay. Safe to say. What kind of influence, and where do you, is it genetically? You got this, something instilled in you that you said, hey, you know what? I'm a bad motherfucker and I can do this shit, right? What kind of kid were you, bro? And then what did mom instill in you?
Man, to be honest with you, for a while, bro, I was in the wrong path. I was hanging around with the wrong crowd. Obviously got in trouble for it. But I think it was that mother voice in the back of my head, like remember that everything I do, all these sacrifices that I do for you is for a reason. So if you ever end up, in a bad situation, like in jail or anything like that, know that everything I did as a mother is gonna go out the window. And that always got to me, bro. I love my mom, so I'm thinking
mama's boy, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm a mama's boy, cause I love my mom because, she did so much for me, to raise me as an individual. She did everything, at the time that my pops wasn't doing. And, she's getting hurt by my dad. The last thing I want to do is break my mother's heart. You know what I mean? So I always knew in the back of my head I wanted to be better. I wanted to do something, to show her that.
Make her proud.
Yeah, that her sacrifices of coming over here weren't in vain,
Let's go, baby. Go, brother. I love it, bro.
Thank you, bro.
So you pull the trigger, baby.
I did.
You pulled the trigger. You signed the contract.
I did, man. I did. You know, I took my test. You know, I
what is the test? Break us down, because we're fucking.
Yeah,
we don't
right,
know,
brother.
bro.
So ASVAB, I don't know what it truly stands for, but it pretty much tests your like skills. So like you know, how you are as a learner, where you are, you know, with learning certain things. You know, it consists of writing, geometry, math, mechanical skills, a bunch of different things. And this test will give them a score, and with that score, they can kind of gauge what jobs you can do in the military. Obviously, if you score, you know, a really low grade,
you're peeling potatoes.
Yeah, they're not gonna let you work on the engine. You know, you can't fly. You know, you can't work on the flight line or stuff like that. So they kind of gives them a gauge of what jobs you can do, and then from there you could choose whatever job you want to go into boot camp to.
Okay, so you took the test. And how did you score?
I did pretty good, man. On the ASVAB, I got a 79, which is pretty high for you know, for that test itself. So I was able to choose a lot of jobs. I had the opportunity to choose from a lot of different jobs.
And what kind of questions are on that test?
Man, I remember there's like mechanical skills, like if a plane is, or like if a plane is traveling, you know, at this speed, and another plane is traveling at this speed, at, you know, what time frame are they gonna arrive?
Wow,
like stuff like that.
That's hard, bro.
I mean,
so that's mathematics we're talking about right now.
Yeah, different like things, you know, not necessarily math too, but there was also like you know, mechanical work, you know, geometry, which I've never been really good at geometry, to be honest with you.
Wow, I would have done bad on that test.
Yeah, man, I would have bombed. Well, geometry, I'm pretty sure I bombed it.
Yeah.
Part, yeah.
So, but some of them are like common sense
questions. Yeah, common
sense questions.
Yeah,
common sense questions. Mm-hmm. Make sure your head's screwed on right.
Yeah, make sure you're good before.
Bro, you can pass. You can fail. You can not get these geometry questions or the planes. When I'm trying to think of what formula it would be to figure out when planes would be crossing if they are traveling at this time. There's different.
I think it goes
steps.
like by miles per hour. So if it's like 100 miles per hour for 1 hour, you know, 120. You know.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. And I learned that I'm an IBW Local 11 journeyman electrician, certified for the state of California, bro, which is a great accomplishment that I've done in my life.
Congrats,
and there's a lot of military homies in our local right here, Local 11. But I did learn that, bro. Yeah. But you know, just retaining that and
it's hard. Like I said, I've never been good at math. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Math has always been a weak subject for me. So I remember getting to the math questions and I was like, you know that meme where you see a bunch of numbers, you know, that was me, you know. But for the most part, you know, I'm glad that I was able to score the score that I got.
Yeah, 79, brother. That's great, brother. Yeah. That's great. So you score a 79, and what is presented in front of you is like, all right, you got a 79, and these are the options that we can give you.
A lot of jobs were, you know, working with like aircrafts, you know, aircraft mechanics, helicopter mechanic. There was a bunch of things.
And at this point, you know nothing about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're going to put you through a schooling.
Yeah, they put you through a schooling. Obviously, you go through boot camp first. But I like diesel engines. You know, my family, you know, lived around diesel engines. You know, so I was like, I would like to learn that trade just in case if I do get out, you know, I have something to fall back on.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I signed the contract, and then they sent me to MCRD San Diego, which is Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego, where you learn how to be a Marine, or where you become a Marine. You know, I shipped off on 2013 of January.
Hold on. Say that again?
2013 of January.
To become a Marine.
That's correct.
Okay, so now what is the process now? They put you to a fucking...
All right, so this is the... like
paint the picture, baby.
Man,
this is interesting to me.
This was pretty funny to me because obviously... now that I think about it, it's funny. At the time, it wasn't, but I grew up, you know, obviously, we didn't have Wi-Fi, so I couldn't search YouTube videos to be like, what is boot camp like? I knew there was boot camp, but I would like, what are the drill instructors like? Like, do I need to take anything? Obviously, the recruiter told me everything, but I couldn't get a clear picture to wrap my head around to know what I was going to get myself into.
Yeah.
So obviously they take us to a hotel. At the hotel, they're prepping all the paperwork, and then we flew out the next day. I got there. I want to say I got there on a Tuesday night in San Diego. So I get to the airport. You know, you're flying. You know, we flew Southwest at the time. You know, you're getting off with a bunch of dudes that are about to join, you know, boot camp as well. So you're kind of like picking each other's brains. Oh, I heard this. I heard that. All rumors, right? None of you guys know what's about to happen. So we get off in San Diego. They have a USO there where they welcome us in, right? And there's ladies telling us like, "Hey, you guys might want to get some food in, you know, before they come and pick you guys up." And, you know, obviously I didn't listen. Maybe it was my nerves, or I don't know what it was, but I didn't eat anything. You know, obviously like plenty of the other guys. And then I hear this dude in the lobby, this like a high pitched voice, and he's like, "Oh, you get in the bus, get in the freaking bus right now." And I was like, "What? Like, what's going on, bro?" Yeah. And then he like, I hear him come to where we were, and he's like, "That means you get up right now, right?" To get up, and then they start taking us into the bus. And as soon as we get into the bus, the guy, this little short Mexican dude with, you know, a funny looking hat, you know, kind of like the one I was able to wear
on the picture.
On the picture that I sent you, you know, he gets in the bus and he stands on the bus and he grabs his like hips, and he's like, "Oh, you put your freaking head down now." He's like, "Head between your legs, right?" So like we all like I was like, "Bro, it's like getting kidnapped, bro." Yeah. So he's like, "None of you will look out the window," whatever the case may be. And then we get to the base, right? Obviously, it felt like a long ride, but quite frankly, now that looking at where it's at, you know, it's not really that long, bro. It's maybe like a 5-minute ride. Yeah. You know, so we get onto base, and then this is where, like, you know, for the Marines that are watching and can see this is where the iconic Marine Corps moment happens, which is a drill instructor gets on the bus and he gives you a speech. You know, he says, "Oh, you get up," right? He tells you to get on the famous yellow footprints. Everybody gets off the bus, they get on the yellow footprints. And this is where you learn your first basic military movement, which is the basic position of attention, right? POA, position of attention, where, you know, you're standing erect, chest is out, right? Your palms are rolled back, they're along your trouser seams. And then he gives you a speech like, "You are now aboard MCRD San Diego," and he gives you a whole speech about the Marine Corps, that's when, you know, like, this guy's like screaming at you. And at that time, you know, as he was like saying all these things, I was like, in my head, I was like, "Bro, what did I just get myself into, bro? Like, what did I just do?" Like, I wasn't expecting none of this, you know? And then after that, you know, you go through these doors, and then that's when you get your first haircut, and then everybody gets buzzed, and then you start your paperwork process. So the whole week is just you going through an administrative process of being kind of, you know, indoctrinated of, you know, welcome to the Marine Corps. You know, this is what it's going to be like.
And it's the easy part, probably.
That's the easiest part of boot camp, bro.
Yeah. How long does that last? A couple days?
The whole administrative process, it's about a week.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so Friday, right? So you go through. Some people got there Monday. I got there Tuesday. So you go Monday through Friday. You go through all that, right? Yeah. Getting your contract ready, making sure you are who you say you are. You know, you got your IDs, making sure you're good. On Friday, it's a day in the Marine Corps. They call it Black Friday. That's the day where you get to meet your drill instructors. Like, these are the 3 gentlemen that are about to train you and about to teach you for 13 weeks on how to become a Marine. And, you know, you sit on this quarterdeck, which is, a quarterdeck is the floor, you know, that's what we call it, right? And it's the front floor of the bay on where you're about to sleep. And, you know, they sit you down, and then you see these 4 gentlemen walk out. For me, it was 4. These sharp guys in this uniform walk straight out, like all in queue, same steps. They stop at the same time. They face you at the same time. And then, you know, they give an oath, which is called the Drill Instructor Creed, and then they give you a speech. And that's like iconic, you know, because it tells you, you know, in that speech, you know, how you're about to endure through all this training, right? How they're not going to give up on you as Marines, how they're going to teach you from pretty much from front to start, you know, on everything that you are, how you're not going to lie, how you're not going to cheat, how you're not going to steal. Like, they're giving you the rundown. And this speech maybe lasts like about 5 minutes. And then after that, all hell breaks loose and your training starts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot, but it's...
Let's get to the all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. So once all hell breaks loose, you know, they tell you to get online, right? And that is the first command, kind of like the first command that you learn, which is get online means, you know, they have the racks. And they have the racks pretty much all the way down. And it's rack.
Talking about the barracks now.
Barracks, yeah. And rack is obviously a bed, right, for the people that are listening. And then they tell you get online means you get in front of the bed and you guys are facing each other and you're side by side, right? That's a line, right? Get online. And then they show you how to count off, right? And at this point, you have drill instructors running around, bro. I'm telling you, like, picture a human being on 20 monsters and 10 caffeine pills with all this energy running through them, and they're jumping all over this squad B, like yelling in your face, like, you know, telling you to like scream back at them, and you're like, because you don't know, right? You obviously don't know, You know, they're telling you to respond, look at me, respond, or don't look at me, you know, all this stuff. And they're teaching you commands as they're going. Obviously, you're new. This is all new to you. Your adrenaline is also through the roof. So you're trying to also get in the feel of, like, holy crap, like, these guys are about, you know, they're about to, like, destroy me right now. You know, like, these guys are, like, full energy, going through the squad, bit running around. So you're thinking they're gonna kill you the whole time, because they're not, you know, they're not smiling at you. They're yelling at you completely the whole freaking time. So it's definitely an eye-opening experience when you first get there.
So back to fucking Lucky and his movies, okay? So it seems like we've seen this in these movies, and the picture that you're painting us is something that we've all seen in movies. So it doesn't matter if you're fucking butt naked.
Yeah,
if they pull in, bro, you gotta fucking what is it? Stand in line.
Stand in position of attention. Stand at attention. Stand at attention.
So you can be butt naked. And you're just like, damn, man, I'm fucking naked. The draws.
I don't even think that runs through your head, bro, because the minute you hear his voice yell at you, you know, to, like, not move, and that's, you know, that's the basic thing that you're taught. The first thing that you're taught.
And these racks are single man bunks.
They're doubles, so
they're doubles.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's a single one, and then obviously a single one on top.
So they're bunk beds.
Yeah, bunk beds. Yeah,
bunk beds. Okay, so they come in. And so, what is the program for there to be a Marine? What, you know, every day you're waking up at what, 3 a.m?
No.
I mean, talk to me about this.
So for
what's the daily?
So there's two schedules, right? And I got, like I said, I'm blessed to see both of them. But the first schedule for obviously the recruits, which are the new guys that are getting trained to become Marines, they wake up at 05 every day, right? That's
time is it?
That's 5 in the morning.
Okay,
at 05. Military time, right? So they wake up at 5 every morning, and they don't wake up like, hey, get up, you know? Like, no, it's like, all you get, like, the lights, they do this thing called lights, like, lights. They turn on the lights, and then the drill instructor comes out, and that's the first command. He says, oh, you get online right now, right? And then obviously you guys are barely waking up, right? And then the drill instructors are running around, they're telling everybody get online, and the first thing that they do is count off. You gotta make sure that everybody's there. Right, so they're counting off 1, 2, 3, however many recruits you guys have, and then they carry out the rest of the training schedule, which is obviously consists of chow, training event, could be classes, could be training, followed by evening chow, obviously afternoon chow, and then evening chow, and then back again in the.
Are you allowed to have an alarm clock in there and saying, hey, you know what, I don't want to get woke up like that. I'm gonna set my alarm clock.
Not at all.
Is there a clock in the barracks?
There is a clock. Okay. They don't get that clock till after the 4th day that they get there.
Because that's a privilege.
Yeah, it's a privilege.
That's 100% a privilege.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
And it's just a regular, you know, those red clocks. They put it in the front post, which is right by the door.
Yeah.
It's where an armory's at. They put it on top, and then the recruits can see that from wherever they're sleeping.
And then once you guys get to that point where you can have that clock, then you build a camaraderie within each other, and nobody's going to potentially get slipping in bed. Like, hey, it's this time, let's get up and get ready.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So we ain't got to be dealing with all that extra shit.
Absolutely, because you know, you're taught from an early standpoint that if one person is messed up, we're all going to pay the price for it. And then it goes back to what we spoke about, because of one individual, somebody can pay the price for that, right? They can become casualties. So from the early stages of Marine Corps boot camp, they're taught that, right? Dependability on one another, so that way if one person messes up, everybody's going to pay the price, because we're working as a unit. You're not a single person anymore. We are a unit, right? So we work together, because we're only as strong as our weakest link. So they're getting that engraved, like from day one, they're getting that engraved in their head.
So when you talked about there being just different schedules or programs, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, would you, depending on the program you're on, I mean, do sometimes you go hit the chow hall first before you go out and, you know, train?
Absolutely, yeah.
Always hit the chow hall first?
Yeah, so there's times where they have a physical training, and, you know, they're going to go through that first. Or, you know, but for the most part, they are going to hit the chow hall in the morning, right? They have to obviously get their first meal in. They get their first meal in, and then it's followed either by a physical fitness activity, right, to work out, whatever program it is that we're doing that day, and then followed by classes, like I said, or more training in the afternoon.
Let me ask you a question. Your first morning in the chow hall, how was that experience? I mean, is it a cafeteria setting? You know, what kind of food we talking about?
Oh, man. So the first, for me, situation varies, right? But for me, it was we're all in line, right, to go to chow, and you have somebody yelling at you the whole time, like tighten it up, like look, making you do things, run that way, run this way because somebody didn't respond back. So they're kicking stress the whole time. You're not just standing in line.
They're putting the pressure.
They're
on
putting
you.
the whole time.
To always know to be able to operate under pressure.
That's correct.
And not crack.
That's correct. So then you go into the chow hall and you think that, oh, finally I'm gonna get to sit down. Like no, like you again tighten it up. You get your chow. They serve many different things. They serve eggs. They serve sausages, bacon, potatoes.
Good food, huh?
Yeah, good food. Yeah,
some ketchup and salt on the table.
There is, but you won't be the one to grab it.
Why is that?
Because the minute for us, right? You can, right? Obviously, that's a privilege, right?
Yeah.
But in the beginning, right, you're teaching these recruits how to break those nasty habits. And what I mean by nasty habits is like some of these kids, never taught how to, set their plate. They're putting their arms under a table. Some of them are like doing this, right? So you're breaking them out of the habit, like, right? Like left hand, left knee, right hand, right knee. Like stand up, look at me whenever I'm talking to you. If I'm talking to you, you're going to stop eating. And then, I'm done saying what I'm saying. You listen to me, eat your food now, right? They eat their food, right? They're able to eat. And then, you look at me now. They stop eating, right? So that way they get into the feel of like, hey, the chow hall is not a place where you take your time to eat food. It's not a place where, you're having a conversation. You're going to have these nasty habits that you were having when you were at home. It's a place where you're going to go, you're going to eat your food. As soon as you're done doing your business, you're going to get out and, restart whatever we're doing.
Hey, I love that shit, dog. I don't know. I like that shit, dog. My kids are going to hate me after this podcast. Bro, you know what? How long did you have to eat? Is there a time limit?
I mean, for me, at the time, that I came in the Marine Corps.
You can put that up here, brother.
Thank you, boss.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the time that I came into the Marine Corps.
What are you drinking, first of all? Oh, you got the avian. Okay.
So at the time that I came in, the recruits are given 20 minutes to eat, right? But I think you learn to eat a lot faster because you got to take it into account that as they're talking to you, teaching you things, that's time running out of your food that you're eating. You know what I'm saying, in a sense? So as they're eating, you're getting instructed by these drill instructors, telling you new things, instructing you on how to have food etiquette, how to, talk or how to respond. And, this time that they're talking is running also down your clock. So the minute that you're told, eat your food, now you're like, oh,
yeah,
you're
because
trying to play catch up.
Coming into your 20 minutes.
That's correct.
Wow.
And as soon as they say, get up, you're done, that's it. No more. No spoon goes up. All the spoons better hit the tray, and everybody better get up and get out.
And is it safe to say that you do hear those spoons hit the tray at once?
Will. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's very rare that you see a kid. I love to see the comments that, people like say like, oh, if a drill instructor got in my face, I would do this or I would do that. But I think when you're in an environment where everybody is learning all at the same time and they're learning new habits, I think it's safe to say that for the most part, you're gonna lead, you're gonna follow the pack. You're not gonna be the one to get singled out, because if you do get singled out, then obviously there's consequences for that. So,
yeah, there's consequences within your drill instructors, and then there's consequences within your squadron, right?
That's your recruits, absolutely.
Yeah, because now you're fucking us up, bro. What's up, dog?
Everybody.
What the fuck's wrong with you, bro?
Exactly.
Get your shit together, dog.
Yep, and they'll check them. It gets to a point, where the recruits get on, I like to say, like autopilot mode. Yeah. And they'll start checking one another. Like they'll start getting up early, because they got that clock in their head now. So their bodies get used to waking up at 5. They'll start waking up earlier. Hey, make sure that, you get ready because lights is about to hit, or, that you can hear them talking like, hey, make sure we get ready, right? Make sure that we're prepped, you got the gear. So once that happens, that whatever you're doing is you're making a good improvement and good instillment in them for what it's worth.
And so, is there squabbles ever within the barracks? New recruits?
I mean, you see it across the Marine Corps. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think like flare-ups,
Is that what they call them, flare-ups?
I mean, I call them flare-ups because, like, you get a bunch of guys from different places. There's always going to be conflict. Some of them, they get tired of one another. Obviously, you're not going to let it happen. You're going to separate it, right, as professionals that we are, right? As a Marine, right, you teach them, right, you that's your brother, you know, we shouldn't be fighting our brothers, you know, but at the same time, you know, we do, there's like little things that we could do, right, to kind of mitigate those things. Like when we see that tension going, like, hey, let me talk to you real quick, let me pull you to the side, like, what's going on with you, man? You know, like pull kind of, there's a time that you have to take that cover off and that belt of being a drill instructor, and you just got to be a human being, you know, like, hey, what's going on, man? Like, what happened? Why are you acting like this? You know, and sometimes, you know, I'd be like, oh, I got a letter from home today, sir, you know, that said this. I'm just not, you know, in my 100%. Or, you know, you kind of dive a little bit deeper. And then 9 times out of 10, it's like personal things that they're going through with back at home or whatever the case may be. So.
And so the first day of, you know, learning to be a Marine, you said there's just different schedules or sections or whatever. Is it just straight, like you got to hit the field, you got to run, you got to go through obstacles.
So
you know, and then there's dudes that never fired a gun. Too.
Yeah,
you got to learn everything.
So in this
small amount of time.
Yeah. So 13 weeks is I think it's a very small amount of time, but it is amazing to see that drill instructors are able to pull it off, right? But everything in the schedule is based. It's not just scattered. Like everything from day one to the day that they graduate, it's structured to make them better as they progress. So obviously, I'm not gonna have you run 3 miles the first week. You know, that I'm gonna build you up to that, right? So maybe the first week for PT program we have maybe sprints. We're doing sprinting with boots, and then we'll add maybe a gear, and then we'll get to that 6th week, and then we'll start doing hikes, right? So I'll start putting more weight on your pack now. And then we'll build up to that, right? Obviously, there's also combat conditioning, right? Learn how to do mixed martial arts, right? I'm not gonna teach you how to fight in the first week, right? But we're gonna build up to that. So that way, towards the end, these recruits, right? They have built the foundation from start to finish, you know, instead of kind of just being all over the place.
And so when you're running in these boots, I mean, these are U.S. approved boots. I mean, how uncomfortable or comfortable those boots are to be running in them. Like I would think with technology nowadays, I mean, Jordan might be making those boots, right?
Yeah. So, you know, I think to me, you know, running in boots is a thing that you just got to get used to.
It sucks.
You got to get used to it.
How comfortable are those boots?
It's pretty, in the beginning, it's very uncomfortable because they're very heavy, you know. But I think, you know, I mean, now to me, running in boots is really nothing, you know. But that's 3 years that I've done it, 3 years that I've worn them. But in the beginning, you make a recruit, you know, you make them wear boots for the first time, and you tell him to run from here to the end of the street. I guarantee you, halfway through, he's gonna stop because he's not used to the boots. You know, he's not used to the sole, he's not used to the weight. So, it's just something you got to get used to.
And so you, at the end of the day, within your squadron, you always just have to make sure you keep up, because if you get far behind the pack, then now you're singling yourself out with the drill instructors.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to get probably hell for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Yeah. Because not everybody's made for that. You know what I mean? You got these motherfuckers that came from, you know, fucking cookies and milk, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, but those dudes get, you know, what is the percentage that some of these kids don't make it through the Marine Corps?
It kind of varies, you know, believe it or not, you see a difference in recruits that come in the beginning of the year towards the end of the year, right? Because I like to say, like, the summer recruits are like the best recruits, you know, that are easier to train. And I say this, right? If you were a winter recruit, my apologies if you take that wrong. But you know, for the summer, I like to say these are the kids, you know, that are fresh out of high school. Yeah. That they're young, you know, they're like the 18-year-olds, like they're hungry, right? They want to do something because they know that 18-year mark, it was either that or college, right? So they know that they have to do something with their life. Yeah. Whether the winter months, right? The kids that are in school, but the winter months, the fall months, you get the recruits that signed up that are maybe like a little bit older, like 25, 26 years old, or maybe kids that dropped out of college, you know, and now they need a second plan. Yeah. So, you know, there's a difference. So they're already
failures, so to speak.
Not necessarily failures, not necessarily failures.
But then I think about when you tell me this shit, and I think about it in a street sense and gang banging, you know what I mean? Like, the streets are active in the summertime. Why? Because the weather's good and it's hot and people get agitated. I mean, whatever the fuck. That comes into play when you're in prison. On the prison yards during the summer, there's a lot of agitated individuals that are hot. And so when you're hot, you're uncomfortable, tempers flare, right? And situations happen. But I would think too, in the summertime, I mean, it's just a nicer time to fucking be out there. But Absolutely. If you come in the wintertime, baby, you don't know what weather's gonna hit you, and you cold as shit, it's raining, and there's, there's probably more potential for failure absolutely. Within the climate of the weather at the time. I don't know. Yeah, I think, we do have a lot of more heat cases in the summer, you know, but like I said, I think it goes back to like that mental aspect, I think when you get a brand new 18-year-old, the younger kids, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, like they know that it's either this or they're going to have to figure it out. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the same thing for a lot of these people, but these are kids that still have like their body intact, they're still young, you can mold them, whether you get like a 26, 25-year-old, maybe they've been through a surgery already, or, they played sports or a little bit damaged, so I do think it plays a factor on when they come in. What point in those, you said 13 weeks? 13 weeks. What point in those 13 weeks where do we start figuring out who's who? Man, I want to say you figure that out maybe like your first week that you're there. First week, huh? Yeah, as a drill instructor. Yeah, if you have experience already, you could tell right away. Like, oh, this kid is going to be trouble. Or, this kid is going to need a little bit more attention when it comes to the physical stuff. But for the most part, it's that first week. Definitely that first week. And so with these 13 weeks, is it just a consecutive of 13 weeks of fucking hell? Yeah. Yeah. Not hell. I mean, yeah, you could say that, but I think it's your time to get molded, right? And you build a habit, it's going to be very hard to break a habit. So we're going to do everything in our power, right, to teach you the right way, to teach you what right looks like, and to break those habits that you came to us with. So what point of time is within that schedule of the day of being in this boot camp, becoming a Marine, getting molded into a Marine, where you say like, hey guys, it's fucking video game time? None. There is no leisure. Recruits don't get no leisure. Recruits every day they only get 1 hour, and that 1 hour of like rec time, whatever you want to call it, right? But that 1 hour, we're using it, or we instill in them that 1 hour, you're using it to prep the uniforms for the next day. You're using it to prep your gear, right? Or, what kind of preparations do you have to do with uniforms and gear? Making sure it's iron, it's starch. You're cutting the little strings, which we call IPs, right? The little strings that are hanging off the uniform. Making sure that your cover's starched, making sure that you have the correct necessary gear for, if you have classes, making sure you have your book ready. It's in the right place. So that way, the next morning, when I say books online or knowledge online, if you're the one that pulls a book from a Foot Locker instead of the bag when I told you to put in the bag, now you're going to pay the price for that. And what kind of price are we paying for that? You're going to do, there's plenty of ways, there's incentive exercise, right? IT, incentive training. You make the recruit do extra physical activities, to not only put stress on his body, but to teach him the importance of what happens whenever you don't do what you're told to do. Repercussions. Yeah, without repercussions, right? Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes some of us aren't going to learn. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Is there such a thing as they're going to put the dude to peel potatoes, bro? Or is that just some movie shit? I don't think I've ever seen like I mean, if you're a cook, maybe Yeah, okay. Yeah, but like as a me, like they're never gonna do that to me. Not that I've seen it, Absolutely. So, at what point in the 13 weeks when you're in your boot camp, how did you feel in the middle of those 13 weeks as oneself? Like, hey, I'm handling business. Like, how are you looked at? How are you looked at within your peers during like the middle of the boot camp? I mean, are you rising to the occasion? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think I think after like maybe the 5th week, that's when I started like not missing home as much, but also like. Now I'm a little bit more into like, all right, what do we need? Hey guys, what do we need for tomorrow? What do we need to prep, or whatever the case may be. Same thing as when I was a drill instructor. It takes you a little while to get used to the training of the recruits, because it's a lot harder on you as a drill instructor, because like they go to sleep at a certain time, you're not. Like you're staying up, you're prepping stuff for the next day. So I say maybe within. For the recruit time, maybe that 5th, 6th week that I got accustomed to everything,
And then as a drill instructor, it was probably after my first 3 months, which is my first cycle.
Okay. So help me out, figure this out a little bit real quick. So after your boot camp, where do you go from your boot camp?
You go to
Where did you go?
For me, I went to Camp Pendleton to do basic training, not basic training, basic infantry training. So, that's where, you learn, how to shoot a weapon, how to do like more of a field environment, right? So it's a 1 month. For me, it was 1 month. Some people have it like three months especially for the infantrymen. But you learn, field tactics, how to throw a grenade, how to shoot a little bit better, right? How to shoot a machine gun, how to do land navigation, how to get from one point to this point, how to prep your field gear. So it's a little bit more out of not basic training anymore. Now you're getting into the nitty gritty of actually being a Marine. So Marine combat training.
Marine combat training.
MCT. Yep.
And you know what? I wanted to ask you a question. The speaking of combat, they taught you how to fight.
Yeah.
And so what was that during basic training or boot camp?
Yeah. So every Marine goes through what is called MAGMAP, which is Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. Right, so MAGMAP, it's like basic fighting skills. How to. Some people don't know how to throw a punch. So how to throw a punch, how to take your opponent down to the ground. Obviously there's belts. So there's recruits get a tan belt, right? And then once they hit the fleet, which is like wherever they get stationed, then they could work their way up to to a gray belt, to a green belt, to a brown belt, towards the end towards a black belt. So you kind of work your way up to.
Does the black belt kind of align with the martial arts on the streets, or is it a faster just a process? It's easier to get the black belt in the Marines.
I wouldn't know. Many people go through different MAGMAP training.
Okay.
Depends on the instructor, but I think it's a good program for if you teach it consistently or you use it consistently, and you kind of like you go to the gym every day, you're gonna be really good at it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good skill to have.
And so it's kind of like combat. It's the Marine combat. It's just a mixture of jiu-jitsu and other fighting.
It just makes sure that a Marine is in tune with hand-to-hand combat.
Hand-to-hand combat. And you might have to disarm somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy like the video that the homie showed me, but
that dude is on some other bullshit.
But like I said, you get a kid that's never fought in his life before. It's obviously these are the basic things that they're taught to kind of build that courage to have that one-on-one with an individual, or in another cases how to disarm an individual or how to take them to the ground.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. So when you get past that, where did you go from there?
After MCT?
After, not MCT, but after the on-field training.
MCT.
Okay, there
MCT.
you go. Yeah.
Then you go to your special MOS school, which is your military occupational school, which was for me was the automotive, field.
Let me back you up real quick. How was Camp Pendleton?
Camp Pendleton, I thought it was really nice when I was there. I've never experienced weather like that before, so it was a lot different to kind of see weather where it's not super humid. Like you actually get breeze.
Yeah.
It's nice and chilly at night, so it was really nice for me.
How's the setup? Is it still like a barracks type of thing?
Yeah, we were staying in barracks. At the time, we were staying in barracks. Yep. Yeah,
but it's a more of a relaxed, obviously.
Yes,
more relaxed
boot camp. Absolutely.
Boot camp.
Yeah, so in MCT, we were getting Saturdays. Saturdays we would get a couple. I want to say it was like 2 or 3 hours that we used to get to kind of speak to our families on the phone, and catch up, go get a haircut. You get a little bit more freedom to kind of walk around yourself instead of being walked around by a drill instructor.
And there's a lot of women, females, young females that join the Marines as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so how is the dynamics? Is it co-ed?
For when I went in, it wasn't co-ed.
Okay.
This just changed. I want to say it happened in 2020. Yeah, 2020, 2019, that's when boot camp integration started.
Oh, so now it's co-ed.
Yep.
So you can look across your rack and see some titties, huh?
No. So obviously there's the females will get their own squad bay.
Okay.
So they stay at a different squad bay than the males, but they're still integrated within the company. So they're doing the same training that we're doing.
So when you guys go out in the field, or absolutely. Well, that makes sense. And that gives them privacy too. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, which they should have. And so from there you go to learn how to be a mechanic. How long is that, bro? And how hard is that?
For automotive, the automotive field for me, it was 3 months. And it wasn't too hard. It was just learning the basics of how to pull an engine, how to certain components of an engine. So I don't think that your real learning happens until you hit the fleet, which is wherever you get stationed to do your job for the next 3.5 years or whatever time you got left. That's where the real learning happens.
Okay. So you get past that 3 months and you get to the point where the real learning happens, right? And where was that at?
Camp Pendleton. I got stationed in Camp Pendleton.
You got stationed in Camp Pendleton. So what does it mean when you get stationed in Camp Pendleton? Besides, you're a resident. You're like a permanent resident for
of Camp Pendleton now.
So you're not on that other side where they're training now.
That's correct. Now you're a Marine.
You're a Marine now.
Now you're a basically trained Marine, right? With the MOS of whatever military.
Is there a graduation for that?
Yeah, there's graduations for boot camp. There's graduations for MCT. There's graduations for your automotive technician.
Okay. So now that you've completed your automotive technician, now you are a Marine and you're there and you've accomplished
Now you do your job.
You do your job.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah. Now you're held accountable to do your fucking job.
Yeah,
you went through all the motions. And so how was it when you got to that point?
So I got to I got to Pendleton. I got there, I want to say it was late October. That's when I checked in. Right, so you check in and you check into your unit. Your unit is going to be the unit that's obviously going to be accounting for you. That's where you're going to be working at for the remainder of your contract. So I got there and, I met the Marines that I was going to be working with. We just...
And some of these Marines are kind of like...
salty.
No, okay, salty.
Yeah.
Why would they be salty? Because you're the new guy.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's the beauty of the Marine Corps. I think it's a beautiful culture to kind of get indoctrinated into the brothers that you're gonna be serving along with.
Yeah,
so
because they already have created a bond with each other, so that everybody knows who is who. Yeah. Here comes the new guy. Yeah, and so we gonna give him hell.
Yeah, a little. They got little things that they do. For example, we do field day in the Marine Corps every Thursday, where everybody has to clean their room. And you get inspected by your superiors. Obviously for that new guy, doing field day at my time. Now, that was when I was in, obviously still in, but during that time that I was, at my first duty station, I was doing field day for hours upon hours, bro, and I was never passing, But that was just them, obviously welcoming me to the fleet, letting me know, hey, like this is the way that we're gonna do things, and obviously we're not gonna accept nothing less than perfect from you.
Okay, so they were giving you fucking shit on every little thing.
Petty
is
bro.
Next level.
It'd be like, yeah, you feel. We'll come back in another hour. Bro. Damn, bro.
Man, that's tough. So you get to that point, and where do you go? How long were you stationed in Pendleton for?
Okay, so for me it was a little different because this is where the deployment thing happened.
Okay,
right? So I get there late October. I'm there in Pendleton, November, December. Thinking I'm gonna do my the rest of my time there. Not thinking I was going to deploy. And then on January, we get brought into this formation, and they call me and 2 other guys out, right? They're like, hey, you 3 come to the office real quick. So, we go. And, at the time, it was Sergeant Ortiz, which was my platoon sergeant. He said, I just want to let you guys know that you guys have been selected to go on deployment to Afghanistan. Make sure you call your loved ones. I was married. I'm still married at the time, I called my wife and, I told her, hey, I'm deploying. And then she's like, when? And then I was like, when are we leaving? He said, you guys are leaving March, April timeframe. So it was kind of like, bro, I just was settling in, So then I get told I'm about to leave. So it was like, obviously an eye opener to me. So
you're getting shipped out. It's about to get real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you were comfortable right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you were set in your head that I'm just gonna serve the rest of my shit right here.
Yeah. No, but I don't think I joined thinking that I could leave, but I didn't think I was gonna be like, hey, you're fucking leaving, in 2-3 months from now, So.
And that shit got real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Afghanistan. And do they tell you what your, how long you're going to be there, your mission?
They kind of give you an estimate, and they give you a mission statement. Like I said, every unit serves a different purpose out there. But you know, I don't think that estimate that you get is ever gonna be accurate. You know.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's for safety purposes, but at the same time, you kind of get told the timeline of how long you're gonna be out there.
So you get shipped out there, and do you get put on that big old plane where the soldiers
C-130?
Yeah, the C-130.
C-130.
Yeah, and they're just like 2 rows each side.
Yeah. So you go in there, and it's just a bunch of rows. So like a bunch of rows. It's not necessarily like a regular plane that you see. It's just a bunch of like rows back to back. It's almost like a movie theater style type rows.
Okay.
So you're like back to back, and it's you know, it doesn't look like a regular plane. It's a little bit different. Obviously, it's holding cargo inside. So yeah.
Did you during your training process? Did you ever get trained to jump out of planes?
No.
Okay, because that wasn't a part of your.
Yeah, you could go to school for that. No, it's an extra school that you do. It's called a jump school.
Okay.
And you know, if your unit has the opportunity to send you, you know, they could send you, and you know, you go get your wings and stuff like that.
Okay, so you get on this plane, going to Afghanistan.
Yep.
How long was that plane ride?
I want to say it was like 13 hours, bro.
13 hours?
Yeah.
That a 13-hour straight plane ride?
No, we stopped in Romania.
Yeah.
We stopped in Romania for, I want to say it was a couple of days, and then we flew from Romania to Afghanistan.
Is there any like plane? What do they call the people at the plane that serve the peanuts and stuff like that? Stewardess. Is there any stewardess serving peanuts and mixed drinks?
On the commercial plane, when you fly from the States, there is. But when you're flying like military from like
the C-130,
yeah, there is. It's just you and the homies, you know.
Do they throw you a little sack lunch or anything?
No, you eat before you get on the plane.
You eat before you get on the plane, and knowing damn well. But can you take snacks with you?
Yeah. You got your gear. You got your backpack. I had my backpack.
Some shit right there.
I had snacks in there.
Got a couple beers in that bitch?
No, not at all.
No, not allowed.
No, not at all. Yeah, not at all. No beer.
So you get to you stopped in Romania. How was that stopping in Romania?
I think Romania is beautiful.
Yeah, is
Romania. Yeah, it has a lot of old buildings, a lot of culture. It's like I tell people, the buildings are so old, but they're still using them. You know, so you walk in there and they have like, you know, these like still that brick walls. You know, the brick walls, the cement walls. So yeah, Romania was really nice.
And how long was that layover right there?
For the first time that we flew from there to Afghanistan, it was a couple of days. I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 days.
So are you able to, like, you know, you
walk
get
around?
put up in a hotel, you're able to walk around?
Yeah, you can't get a hotel. You're going to stay in the barracks, you know.
Oh, in the barracks, yeah.
But you're able to walk around, go to the chow hall, you know, go to the stores, stuff like that.
That's a pretty good
Yeah,
experience.
it's
right
really
there.
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Before, obviously, you get to Afghanistan.
They got beautiful women out there? I know you're married this whole time, but, you know, you see someone that's pretty.
Yeah, I think every woman has her beauty.
In all cultures, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
So you 2 days, bam, you jump back on the plane, C-130?
Yeah, C-130.
C-130, and now you're headed to Afghanistan. So how long is that ride from Romania to Afghanistan, if you remember?
Man, I don't remember. Maybe like 7 hours, 8 hours, bro.
Okay.
Maybe 7 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you land in Afghanistan.
So you get to Afghanistan, and like, how is that airport? How is the, like, is it like the U.S.? It's got that unlocked?
Nah, not at all, bro. You land it's like just a flight line, which is a straightaway for planes to land.
Yeah.
And it's all open, so you don't get off in a little bridge. Like, you get off straight into the
tarmac. What? No.
Tarmac where the planes land.
Yeah.
It's straight into there.
And so then you obviously, they know you're getting there, so they escort you to where your barracks.
To your barracks, to where you're gonna be staying at.
Yeah, so you get off, and you said the fucking heat hit you.
I never forget that feeling, bro. I think that the heat was. I want to say I checked my phone. I checked it once, and then immediately the logo for heat turned on. The temperature too hot on the phone.
Yeah.
Try again later or cool down the phone, and I had to turn it off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's next level heat right there.
Yeah, man, it's hot.
What kind of cell phones Info's got out there, bro?
At that time I had an iPhone 4.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they got phones out there. You know, people use like Androids and stuff like that. Yeah, they have.
Them cell phones are probably used to the heat, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I know mine wasn't. You know, so it was definitely a different experience.
So you get off, they take you to your barracks, man. That had to be pretty fucking like life changing.
Yeah.
In the sense of never seen that type of environment.
Yeah.
Opposed from, like me, movies, right?
Yeah.
And so, how shocked were you? I mean, were you impressed? I mean, you said you were in Romania. You said they got beautiful buildings right there. Now you're in Afghanistan. I mean, what's beautiful right there?
Man, bro, to be honest with you, it took me a while to get used to it because the terrain is all sand, bro. You know, sand, gravel. You see mountains in the distance. But for me, you know, just coming from being able to see like grass and trees was different, bro.
Absolutely. And you know, so what do they tell you? Like they gotta give you like, hey man, you're here now, and this is what you need to look out for.
They'll give you a class. They'll give you like a welcome class. You know, hey, you know, this is what you should look out for. If you see this, you know, XYZ. You know, welcome to Afghanistan. You know, this is where you can get your food. You know, this is where you can shower, or you know, it's like a whole like little welcome. You know, in like a in-doc class. You know, so yeah, you get, you know, you kind of get the run around.
How's the setup for the U.S. for the Marine Corps barracks? I mean, is it a nice little layout? I mean,
I think it was nice. You know, the time that we stayed there, it was nice. You know, you have somewhere to sleep, you have somewhere to shower, you have somewhere to eat. You know, you're in the Marine Corps. I think if you expect some luxury, you're in the wrong. You know what you signed up for. You know what you're about to get into. You're in Afghanistan. So I just think the simple fact that we had a bed, you know, and a rack over our head, you know, I think it was, to me, I was good.
And is it obviously it's a fenced off, secured location?
Yeah, they got checkpoints, and they got wall barriers, which are like cement wall barriers. So yeah.
And so what do we do from there? Your first time in Afghanistan?
For us, immediately you go to obviously the unit that you're going to be working out of, right? The command deck. So for me, we went to the motor pool, obviously where we have the tactical vehicles, and then, you know, we were doing our job there. You know, we're working on the engines, working on the vehicles, loading vehicles onto the aircraft. So yeah, just doing the mechanic stuff that we were taught.
Hey, check it out. We're going to be back with the homie Cartoon right now in a minute. If you got to take a pee break, please do so, Dougie. I want to pay some bills real quick, brother. So let me pay some of these bills, and we'll be right back with the homie Cartoon, baby. Let's do this real quick, guys. Check it out, guys. This is a new sponsor right here. Many of our listeners mistakenly believe the only way to buy a home is to have perfect credit, right? You want to get a home, you got to have perfect credit. And that's not the case right here. Or a large down payment and then proceed to get into a bidding war on your favorite home. Like, man, that sucks, right? Well, this isn't the case right here. The team at Prime Equity Mortgage has access to off-market inventory and access to 50 plus banks, plus their own bank, baby. Don't play with it. They have helped thousands of people in our community to get their home and even help investors find ugly homes to flip. This is how home flippers buy their homes. Check it out. This is my G right here. Call Andrew now and see what they can do for you and your family. And I'm going to give you his personal cell phone number. He helped me buy a home. This is my G right here. I'll fuck with him tough. He's one of the best in the SGV. Man, this dude is just a down-to-earth. He's just a fucking beautiful person, man, as a human being, you know. And it only makes sense, guys. If you guys are looking for a home, please go through Andrew. And his phone number is 626-825-6565. Once again, his phone number is 626-825-6565. And let him know that Hoodstock sent you. All right, check it out. Are you tired of listening to your Theo's whack playlist whenever at a family function? Well, we have your mama's favorite DJ. And you know who that is? That's DJ Lowell. That's the boy Wolf. The boy Wolf doing his thing. We gonna support him. He's serving the high desert with all them funky, with all the funky sounds, weddings, quinceañeras, housewarming parties, divorce parties. Hit him up, DJ Lowell. And here's his phone number too. Make it easy, guys. Phone numbers is the easiest thing. 760-221-7585. 760-221-7585. Looking for the good quality cannabis? I mean, killer quality cannabis. Hit the folks at Killa Kush. They specialize in bringing the best available quality, the best quality available from OG to exotic. They got it all, baby. Hit them up at Killa Kush _ on 420 on Instagram. And matter of fact, here's 2 locations, True Organics, 13800 Leffingwell Road, Whittier, and East LA Exotics, which is 6009 East Olympic Boulevard. We're also sponsored by Roulette Printing. Roulette Printing is your one-stop shop for all your printing projects from start to finish. Roulette Printing will walk you through the printing process and get you the quality prints you need. Conveniently located in the city of Huntington Park off Slauson and Maywood. please Google and follow all their platforms, and that is at Roulette Printing. Looking for the best criminal defense attorney in the city of Los Angeles? Look no further. Doug Sherrod is our guy, and he can be your guy as well. Mr. Sherrod used to be a federal prosecutor as well as district attorney for the city of Los Angeles. He didn't like the unfair politics on that side of the fence. Now he's going to bat for individuals that have been wrongfully accused and just had a bad weekend. Please. You need a lawyer, criminal defense lawyer, best in the game. Don't play with it. That's Doug Sherrod. And you can reach him at KingKongLawyer.com. KingKongLawyer.com. Orange County, stand the fuck up. Gutter Phenom is a lifestyle brand that is dedicated to supporting and inspiring individuals who have been wrongfully accused or just... dedicated to supporting and inspiring individuals who are determined to achieve their dreams. We believe that no matter where you come through and what you've been through, with hard work and dedication, anything is possible. Go to gutterphenom.com. Gutterphenom.com. Use Hoodstocks20, receive 20% off. We are also sponsored by La Conecta. Hey, go to the website, go to the Google, shop laconecta.com, use Hoodstocks, get 20% off. Prepare for blast off and embark on an interdimensional journey and self-discovery of exploration like never before. Introducing the exclusive Rick and Morty gummies. You guys will see me on that shit, right? I think one time I might have fucking took a nosedive off this fucking chair off the Rick and Morty gummies, all right? Hey, you'd like to take a nosedive? Hey, at Rick and Morty Gummies Official on Instagram, okay? Well, sponsored by Graphic Joe. He does all our stickers. His Instagram is, where's his Instagram? I just wrote that down. His Instagram is at graphicjoe_. All right, go to Instagram, hit his DM. He gonna take care of you. All right, we're gonna be right back with Staff Sergeant Cartoon. All right, love you guys. Tap, like, subscribe, all that good shit. We'll be right back. Can I get a moment of your time? Smoke a little, life's a game of chess. Drugs, guns, hooters got me on the run. Let me shine a little light. Can I get a moment of your time? Smoke a little, life's a game of chess. Drugs, guns, hooters got me on the run. Let me shine a little light. I grew up on the 50s, love my whole city. Got the little ones with me, I ain't going back to prison. House with a yard, I get my own unlocks, I walk my own yard. I'm Figueroa filthy, where I come from, dog, everybody's filthy. Get your hands dirty with them concrete burpees. Beer runs and licks, my heart was made, dog, with every single brick. Legend in my own, I get my little shine on. Got a house loan, I see a hater smiling, broke with a mouthful. Run with my ninjas, used to gun with my ninjas, used to split top ramens on the hood with my ninjas. Can I get a moment of your time? Smoke a little, life's a game of chess. Drugs, guns, hooters got me on the run. Let me shine a little light. Can I get a moment of your time? Smoke a little, life's a game of chess. Drugs, guns, hooters got me on the run. Let me shine a little light. 53 tortas, Johnny's on the corner, Fidel was on the block. Pizza so hot, cheese slide right off. Terrace 49, I got a creature state of mind. Monta Vista pay, you need to keep a loaded 9. Maury's on Fig, used to cop the Cortez, you know the Chino got the kicks. Sitting in the park, you my son, I'm the shine. Rolling down the boulevard, palm tree line, bro, call me anytime. Jack and some coke, we can build on our life. Get our money up without committing all these crimes. Get it while you got it, mix your freedom with some logic. A gangster's moving silent, you ain't gotta speak about it. Tatted on our skin, you know what to do, dog, family go on in. You need to rest your head, my door swings on a hinge. Hooters on your bumper, come and jump the neighbor's fence. Can I get a moment of your time? Smoke a little, life's a game of chess. Drugs, guns, hooters got me on the run. Let me shine a little light. Can I get a moment of your time? Smoke a little, life's a game of chess. Drugs, guns, hooters got me on the run. Let me shine a little light. A Miriam Street Garage, Gonzo, you my bro. Gotta keep your soul alive. Black Sabbath till I die. Soldier, everybody know this. Pull me out of mind. I appreciate everybody tapped in right now, man. Appreciate the love, man. A lot of love right here, dog. Everybody hit that like, baby. Hit that like, subscribe if you ain't subscribed already and shit. So while you're out in Afghanistan, man, I mean, did you ever go out on any of those convoys within the city or anything like that?
No, like combat close operations.
Yeah.
I never did that, bro.
No.
You know,
So
I'm
you
not gonna sit
always
here and lie to you.
You always were on the barracks then.
Yeah. So yeah, we worked out of the barracks, out of the flight line. We worked out of the MAI lots where we were at, where the tactical vehicles were at. So that's where we were working out of.
Is there sirens sometimes within the barracks?
Yeah. So
what does the sirens mean?
Yeah. So we get this thing called IDF sirens. You know, when the base is getting hit with mortar fire. So rockets getting launched at the base. That tells us like, hey, incoming is obviously coming your way. So either take cover or make sure that you're out of the vicinity wherever it's getting hit at.
Absolutely. And so, how long were you there at this point?
I was there for, I want to say 7 to 8 months.
7, 8 months. And so after the 8 months, do you find out that you were getting shipped to where?
Back to Pendleton.
Back to Pendleton. Mm-hmm. So we kind of getting, and so it's a 4-year stint, right? Yeah. So now do you finish out the rest of the 4 years in Pendleton?
Yeah, so I obviously decided to re-up. I wanted to do 4 more. And then they changed duty stations within Pendleton, obviously. So I ended up going to a combat logistics battalion, and then I just moved maybe like 20 minutes from where I used to be. So just a different unit there in Camp Pendleton.
And what made you want to enlist? Do they kind of like sweeten the deal?
No, bro. I think for me, when I was in Afghanistan, the first month that we were there, we saw a bird ceremony where 3 Marines from 2nd CEB that were doing a rock clearance, I think. They got blown up, and I saw their bodies getting carried into the bird, which is a plane. And I think that's when I realized like what we're doing here is obviously makes a difference for the people back there. Like, these are 3 individuals, 3 Marines that are never going to get to see their family ever again. So I wanted to continue doing my time in the Marine Corps, so that way I can serve my country the way that these gentlemen did.
And how hard is it to maintain you have a wife at the time? Mm-hmm. Was it the I don't want to say old girl. Was it the female that you had told that you're going to enlist?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like your childhood sweetheart.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's dope, brother.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Beverly.
Shout out to Beverly, man. Yeah. I mean, it's hard for women that have men that are going out and. And you got to watch out with the dudes that are delivering that milk in that area, right?
Absolutely. No, I think, I owe a lot to her, for being there, because I haven't been perfect, bro. I've done a lot of mistakes, but at the end of the day, to have an individual or have a person that cares about you the way somebody cares about you and still stick it out with you after all the things that you put somebody through, I think that's a person that's willing to hold on to. And I just thank God that I have a partner that is supportive on everything I do, and regardless of the situations that happen in life, that she's still in my corner no matter what happens.
Beverly, round of applause for Beverly, man, and all the wives that support their men while they're in the military.
Absolutely,
man, that's hard for them because you're gone all the time, bro.
Yeah, absolutely,
you're gone all the time. So you enlist.
Yeah,
was she happy about that?
Yeah, I mean, she's always been like,
supportive.
Hey, yeah, super. Hey, do what you want to do. I'm here.
And you'll be able to take. She doesn't got to do nothing. You take care of her, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's been working since we moved out here. So
yeah. And it's enough money though. If she didn't want to work, would she be able to survive?
Yeah, 100%.
That's nice, brother. That's nice. And if that's got to feel good too, right?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I think the Lord has blessed us with a lot of chances to overcome out of chances where we've been, in rock bottom, and we've come out successfully okay. And I think just the mere fact that, we get blessed with the paycheck to pay the bills and just keep a roof over our head, I think that's just, as long as we could do that, I'm okay with that.
I mean, that's what men do, right?
Absolutely, bro.
That's what you should do.
You should be the leader of the household.
Leader of the household, bro. Yes, you should be the leader of the household.
Yeah.
I try to be a leader of my household, and sometimes it's hard.
It's hard, bro.
Doing some dumbass shit or just
everybody does. Everybody makes mistakes, right? Bro. Yeah. But I think when you realize that you are in the wrong, and as a man, it takes a lot. It takes a lot as a man to put your pride aside and say, you know what, I'm wrong. now let me fix myself, or let me get myself situated so I can align myself to be that either father figure if you have kids, or to be that center of your household, so that way you can keep that structure over you and the person that you're taking care of.
So these 4 years, you enlisted another 4 years, and now what is the game plan like? What do they have you doing?
So now I start moving up in billets, right, in rank. So now it becomes no more longer doing the floor chief, and not the floor chief, but the floor mechanic thing where I'm always on the floor. Now I'm like supervising Marines now.
Hey,
so now,
that's gonna feel good.
Yeah,
huh?
It does, bro.
Yeah. Levels, right?
Yeah, levels. Yeah. So it's been amazing to just kind of see the growth as an individual, as a person, also as a Marine. Because it feels good because now that you have this experience under your belt, so you get to pass that to the Marines that are coming, the newbies, right, the new guys. So you get to like pass that knowledge on to them to hopefully make them better than you, right? Because the goal is always to make somebody better than you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the better you make the people around you, the stronger, the unit is.
Yeah, absolutely,
or for the next man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wherever the dude goes. Yeah. And so back to what you did on those 4 years. Those 4 years. What do you the second
tour?
Tour, right? What do we do throughout that tour?
So this is where I've done my 4 years. Now that drill instructor as special duty assignment starts becoming an interest of mine, right? Because I could have been a recruiter, or I could have been a drill instructor, or I could have done MSG, which is Marine Security Guard. But I think the simple fact that I always wanted to teach and mentor the new upcoming Marines was always a thing that I always wanted to do. I liked it, So I put in my package to become a drill instructor. It got approved. And then I began my training for drill instructor duty in 2018. So I went through my 3 months of training. I became an instructor. I got the hat, right? The Smokey Bear that everybody knows, right? And after that, in 2018, I started my tour as a drill instructor to train recruits to become Marines.
Dope, brother.
Yeah.
Dope.
Thank you, boss.
And so you did that the whole time?
Yeah, till 2021.
Till 2021. Mm-hmm. And so that comes to the third time, the third tour, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And so what do you do from there?
Now, I get promoted, meritoriously promoted in the drill field, which is, it's a good promotion. You get promoted ahead of your peers, right? For doing something extraordinary in the sense of your duty, right? So I did really good as a drill instructor. So because of that, I was meritoriously promoted as a staff sergeant. And then I got moved from that duty to become a maintenance chief in the unit that I'm currently serving at right now.
Right now.
Yeah, which is 1st Marine Division. Yeah.
Congratulations, baby.
Thank you, boss.
Hey. And so as you move up, does the pay grade get better?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
What would be I'm not trying to get into your numbers, but an average Marine that is 2-3 tours in, I mean, what is the yearly look like?
It could range of yearly. Man, you kind of got me off guard. I had to do math in my head, bro. But, it's not much, but, you're looking into like maybe 60,000, 60K, 70,000. Yeah, frame,
You think Marines at that point, they should be getting paid more? I mean, obviously we always want more, right?
I think so, bro, because the cost of living here is pretty expensive, I
mean, how do you feel when they're sending billions to like Ukraine and stuff like that?
The military?
Yeah. Well, not the military, the government, the president is sending all this money to different war zones. Maybe some of them aren't our fight, but we somehow, some way we profit from if we support one team, right? And then there's so much, and I'm taking it somewhere else, bro, but I don't want to take it to like homelessness and this and that that's going on within the States. But just Marines are people that are, putting, the boots to the ground. I mean, shit, that's just, some of that money should go to them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Sometimes, we don't agree with the decisions that the government makes, but I think at the end of the day, if you are wearing this uniform, you got to be ready for whatever happens, whatever it is that your commander-in-chief is doing, hopefully trust that it's for the best of the country. And at the end of the day, do your job, for me, honestly, brother, I don't really follow politics, in the government. I don't really like to get into the nitty-gritty of that, but I think at the end of the day, if you are in the military, you are doing a job. It's unfortunate that, the country is where it is, because we do have a lot of homeless people, and I feel like some of that aid can be, given to a lot of our community. One specifically being the veteran community.
Yeah, right.
'Cause I'm a big supporter of that, bro. And it's unfortunate that we live in a world where things are the way they are, especially in a country where things are the way they are. However, I will say, we just gotta hope for the best, bro. And I'm a big believer in God, and hopefully, whatever is ahead, it's taken care of the right way, for our people.
And I don't want to get you, and you said it, you're not into the politics, and I would say that'd be hard for someone to avoid. But if you were serving the country, and you were like just too entrenched in the politics and the nitty gritty and what's wrong and who's doing it dirty or what's right, that, it can probably affect your mind as a soldier.
Yeah.
It could be poison. It could be a cancer.
Absolutely, bro. I think, it's very hard, sometimes when you get wrapped up into, I have friends that are, wrapped up into the politics stuff, but I feel like sometimes so many people get consumed around politics that it just becomes that. Like, that's all they, that's all they speak about. That's all that, that's going through their head. Oh, the country this, the country that, the country isn't, or the military is this going this route, or why are we doing this route? But I think when you start living like that, you stop, you stop thinking about how you're living your life and what you're doing as an American citizen or as a citizen of this country to see what you can do better. If you are unhappy with a certain situation, like, what are you doing to fix it? If you're unhappy with the military, like somebody says, like, do your 4 years, get out, thank you for your service. We hope that, you learn something from us. But I think, at the end of the day, moving from the situation that, you're placed in, as long as you do it in a positive way, man.
Well said, brother. Well said. And so you get into rap music. I mean, what's the Hood Figures?
Oh man, I started Hood Figures as a thing where I wanted to create something universal.
Were you rapping in the Marines?
Yeah,
you're still in the Marines. Obviously,
I was.
Were you that dude on bass spinning some shit?
I was, man. Hey. I think I picked it up in Afghanistan, bro. Freestyling out there. We didn't. During our downtime, we don't have TV, we don't got Wi-Fi, so the homies would put like 50 Cent beats and like hey, spit something to this, and I would,
You be tearing that shit up?
Yeah, I thought I was at the time, man. Probably if I look at old videos, I'd be like, what was I thinking, bro? Yeah. But I got back and I started doing it, mainstream. But just recently, this year, I gave my life to the Lord, bro, and I changed this year.
Okay.
So I changed my outcome of music to now something more positive.
And I hear it too, and it's great. It's amazing. It's amazing work. But what made you pivot to change your life to the Lord?
To be honest with you, bro, it was just a simple fact that one day I had always gotten involved, like with going to church, but I don't think I really understood, the message or what was being said, despite of whatever religion you are. You grow up in different households. I grew up Catholic. I went to a Christian church, now, but I went and I don't know, bro. I felt a really overwhelming positive feeling, if that's the way I could put it. And I just knew that it was my time to change the way that I was doing things, bro. Change the way that I was taking music, because I was taking all this anger and poison of everything that I have been through, bro, and channeling it through the music. And then I had seen that kids and like the youth were hearing this stuff, and I was like, I'm not really doing anything to better the generation, or I speak positively on all these other interviews, but what am I really doing, bro?
If you're putting out some music like that,
yeah, I'm not doing anything positive and
productive for the society.
Yeah, bro. So I changed my life. Gave my life to the Lord, bro. I got baptized, and I started making music for Him, and just not necessarily like doing, you could call it cheesy or whatever, but just preaching His word, bro, and putting it in a sense where kids like this generation can like get something from it. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they hear it and they don't know right away it's Christian rap, but they're like, hey, what is this dude? And then they go to it and they're like, oh, this dude's a Christian rapper. So like now I just showed you that, like, it's not necessarily that you don't want to listen to Christian music. You're not understanding like the message that is being portrayed. You know what I'm saying? So if you feed your mind with negativity, bro, and you're around negative people, and negative people speak negative about their day, about what's happening around them, that's how you're gonna be. You're gonna be negative. But if you feel yourself around, for me, bro, positive things, not just godly things or religion, but just positive people, bro, that want to uplift one another, you're gonna uplift one another, because that's what you're surrounded by, bro. you reap what you sow.
Let's go, man. Let's go. It's important. I preach that to the guys a lot right here. You know what I mean? Not that anyone's bringing any negativity around here. But yeah, most definitely. I mean, you are what you eat, right?
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
You are what you eat. Honestly, I just wanted to make this timestamp right here because I like what you just said right there, Dunks. Sorry about that, brother. That was very, they need to hear that. You know, people need to hear that, bro. You know what I mean? And that was a big change in my life, you know, having to just get away from, like, you know what I mean? I mean, if you're not doing drugs no more and you're hanging around drug addicts, like, what the fuck you doing, bro? Eventually you're going to fucking...
The same way.
Yeah, you're going to doing drugs again, so you really have to just fix your fucking environment. And it's easier sometimes said than done. I mean, it's easier for yourself to do it, but when there's, you know, I don't know, bro. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I 100% agree with that, and that hit home. And so you've been doing this rap thing. How can people find your music?
You know, I'm in you know, my Instagram, Cartoon Hood Figures. I have a link. It'll take you to my Spotify, Cartoon Hood Figures. My old music is under just the name Cartoon, but the new music is under Cartoon Hood Figures.
I've heard of the Cartoon Hood Figures. I mean, was there a group of you guys or something?
Yeah, there was a couple of us.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
they're still as homies. You know, shout out to the homie Chief Smoke. They're pushing their music, but like I told them, you know, don't take me, you know. I'm not gonna push you away because I changed, you know.
And you did that this year.
I did, yes. And I got you know, now that I got into the music, I didn't push the homies away. On the contrary, I told the homies, hey, like, this is your, like, come through, bro. Like, you know, I'm not gonna preach religion on you. You know, I'm not gonna push God on somebody, because at the end of the day, whenever you're ready, that's you, bro. But you know, if I could do some sort of difference where I can help you out and I can uplift you, make you a better person than you were yesterday, you know, come over to the pad, bro. Let me talk to you. Let me feed some positivity in your head. Maybe you just need to talk to somebody, bro. And, you know, the homies still come through. They come record. They come, you know, share, you know, music with me, or, you know, if they need music mastered or whatever the case may be, they come through the pad.
You got that skill set, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah? You fuck with that Pro Tools or what?
Yeah, Pro Tools and different programs. But yeah, I just like music overall.
It's therapeutic, right?
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I want to do is I want to open the phone line, because I know there's people that want to talk to you, dog. If you don't mind grabbing a couple phone calls.
Absolutely.
You know what I know you drove all the way from San Diego. I mean, you're getting ready to hit your next, you're leaving soon?
Yeah. So I'm supposed to be done with this tour on November. So, you know, I'm like in a time frame where I'm like prepping for either my transition or to stick around a little bit longer.
Okay. You're not sure what's in your horizon,
Not
though?
sure, brother.
No. Huh. It's kind of like, but I guess that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
do that for security reasons, you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let me see real quick. You want to spit an acapella, bro? Nah?
I'm good right now,
not the
bro.
time right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get this phone call right here, bro. Hey, you're on Hood Stocks. Talk to us.
Have you wrestled with Sergeant Slaughter?
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Let's go next one, bro. Hey, you're on Hood Stocks. Talk to us. I'm gonna grab one more phone call, let one more person call in, and if not, we're gonna fucking just scrap the whole phone call thing. Yeah, let's just do that. So you just started this new 4 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And
No. I'm almost done with these.
You're almost
4
done
years.
4 years. Okay. Well, damn. Are you gonna enlist again?
I don't know, man. You know, I think I'm at a point, bro. You know, especially, you know, where my body's at. You know, I've been through 2 surgeries already, plenty of therapy. So I'm at a point where, like, do I want to continue, you know, doing this to my body, or, you know, should I continue finishing it off? So.
And so if you do decide to finish it off, where do you go from that in life? I mean, you got to start a whole new life.
Yeah. So I'll probably go back to school, bro. You know, go back to college and continue my education, and, you know, hopefully be put in a position where I can help out the youth or veteran community. I really want to give back to the community, man. So either give back to a youth center, you know, or a veteran community post where I can, you know, talk to veterans, help them with their therapy. I think that'd be amazing, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Man, you seem like just a really good dude, man.
Thank you, bro.
You know, and I appreciate you, man. Man. I mean, what have you learned from all of this, these years in the Marines? I mean, obviously you spoke a lot a bit on it. What would be the main thing that you learned serving this country that you love, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then having, you know, family that were immigrants.
Yeah.
You know, it has, you know, obviously it's given you a life. This country has given you a life.
100%, bro.
Yeah. And you seem very, very grateful, man. And we're very lucky to have individuals, Mexican Americans, that are serving this country, and they have a pride, you know. And there's other Mexicans that look at you and they're like, "Fool, what the fuck is wrong?" You know
absolutely.
what I mean? And we talked a little bit about that, bro. You know what I mean? But you know, there's always going to be someone that's got something to say about something.
Absolutely, everybody, bro.
You know, but I mean, how can we support you, brother?
To be honest with you, bro, I'm not even trying to push, you know, the music stuff. I'm just thankful that I'm able to talk about, you know, give a positive message to the people that are listening, bro. You know, if you could take one thing from me, there's always options, you know, to do better for yourself. If you're not doing it now, nobody's gonna do it for you later, bro. And if, you know, like I said, not pushing religion on anybody, but you gotta believe in something, bro. You know, you gotta believe in something, bro. You know, I put my faith in God every single morning. No matter what life throws at me, bro, I know that I'm gonna fill my day with the Holy Spirit, bro. Try to do something, and I always say these words, bro. Dear Lord, if you can help me touch somebody today the right way and just show them that there's opportunity in the day to help them wake up tomorrow, please allow me to do so. So that's just it, bro.
Maybe one day you open up your own church.
Man, one day, brother.
That'd be cool, huh?
One day, man.
Yeah, because it seems like that's something that's really fueling your heart, and that's your passion, your desire.
Thank
and
you,
sometimes
brother.
you just gotta close your eyes and let the Lord lead you, right?
Bro, 100%, bro.
Yeah, I mean, how important is having religion in one's life? Because sometimes I have atheists right here, and I have just different types of people that don't believe, you know, or some people, you know, be like, that's the white man's religion.
Yeah,
or,
no.
You know, back to people got said something to say about everything, but it's important to have faith and believe into something.
And
right?
I think it's not even about religion, bro. Like, you know, I don't think, you know, everybody has a different religion, but I think it should be important to like highlight, to understand that all you got to do, bro, is have a relationship with God, bro. You know, you don't got to go to church. You don't got to, you know, do all this crazy stuff, bro. Just have a relationship, bro. It's like I put it to the homies like this, and I'll put it in this way, bro. Imagine you having a father, bro. You have a father, or you're a kid. You're a father. You're a father to kids, right? And you have all these kids, and your kids never want to talk to you. That's God, bro. Like, you know, that, like, God wants to hear from you, bro. You know, like, talk to him. Like, sit in your car. Tell the homie, sit in the car. Don't go to church, bro. Sit in the car. And, you know, you got troubles in your way, bro. Just talk, bro. There's no certain right or wrong way to do it, bro. As long as you just do it out of your heart, bro, and you know it in your heart that what you're saying is true, bro. And that's all you need, brother. Don't worry about religion, bro. Don't worry about anything, bro. As long as you have it in here, bro, and you know that the words are true, what you're saying, bro. You're repenting every single day. You're, dear Lord, help me out with this. It might be a simple thing, bro. Dear Lord, I have a test today. Man, I don't know what to do, bro. Help me out, please. And then you might just get a little spark, bro, or it's just holding on to faith, bro. That's all it is, bro.
Absolutely. And it seems like in this, the more we go into the future, there's a lot of people that are not holding on to the faith.
Yeah, man.
I mean, for some
It's
reason,
sad, bro.
I mean, I think you're speaking to my boy Mondo. You're speaking to all of us right now, but Mondo just got baptized last week.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, that's our studio manager, bro.
I'm actually sending a sister in Christ, you know, some videos right now about you, because she's been sending me all kinds of like links to all these Christian rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And oh my God, this girl, she's a blessing. She's just like highly like holy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. That's
congratulations.
No, thank you, bro. Congratulations to you, brother.
We're on the same road right now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, thank you, brother. And congratulations to you, man. Hopefully it goes good for you, bro. I'll be praying for you, bro.
And we were talking about this, you know, yesterday, right? Yeah. Like maybe, I try to spread, you know,
positivity
right here in this camp, you know what I'm saying, and try to create balance, you know. And
yes, we need that.
You know, it's a challenge, you know.
Yeah, it is, bro.
I just completed my first week as a new
member of I will say this, bro. Like, you know, I just heard this on my way over here, bro. I was listening to a sermon, bro. And I heard that the closer that you get to the Lord, bro, and the closer that you serve the Lord, it's the hardest you're gonna get hit. And there's gonna be people, bro, that are gonna be, you know, commentating negative stuff, people that are gonna be after you, bro, and they're gonna, just like Jesus was, was chased, bro.
Yes.
And I don't want to get too far into religion, but I will say, bro, the closer that you become into a holy path, bro, is the more that things are gonna happen to you. But that's okay, bro, because now you understand that you're not walking alone. You're walking with somebody, and you're gonna be fueled by a person that's gonna give you eternal life one day, brother.
Yes. Leading up to the baptism, these attacks, strong attacks, were just coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then even after, like, I thought it was like all clear and done, but no, I'm facing new battles. You know what I'm saying?
I like that, bro.
I trust in God. You know what I'm saying? I completely surrender.
man right
and
there.
I feel great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to what's to come.
Thank you for sharing this, brother.
Yes.
I truly appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
And thank you, Lucky, for allowing this, man. Means a lot, bro.
No, absolutely. Well, when he got baptized, he wanted me to go with him and to get baptized too. And I was just like, well, you know what I mean? Can I do it in a Speedo? So I was like, I'm a content creator, you know what I mean? So I was just thinking all the wrong things. And I told my girl, I said, hey, I think I'm going to get baptized. Mono said I could probably wear a Speedo to it. We'll get video of it, you know what I mean? Get some views.
Yeah. But hey,
the devil got me by the balls right now.
You would have
man.
been welcome. They would have accepted you. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's just my silly personality.
I get it, bro.
But I believe one day, bro, you know what I mean? Like, I feel the calling, and I feel like, and I'm so happy that he did that, because like he said, like it's just one more thing on his resume right here at Hoodstocks, and talk about creating balance.
Yeah, bro.
And sometimes an environment right here that is just, it's a little chaotic, bro.
No, yeah,
it's a little chaotic. So
totally
I need my brothers right here to, to be centered and feel good and be able to help us out sometimes, even myself sometimes, maybe if I'm drinking too much.
No, absolutely, bro.
Even though, But anyways, brother, how about this? Can we end this with a prayer from you?
Man, absolutely, bro.
I'd love that, brother. I'd love that. Let's end this with a prayer right here.
All right. Let's bow your heads real quick. Dear Lord, I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to have an opportunity today on my friend Lucky and his friends here on this platform to speak of you, not only but to shine some light on the veteran community, on the youth, and to allow us the opportunity to not only grow as individuals, but to grow as better people to serve one another. Lord, I ask that you bless the studio, you bless every single person in the room, you give them strength through their daily struggles, through their life, whatever it is that they may be facing, Lord. I know that you're going to come through for them. Please bless their families, bless their kids, and bless the future in which that they hold, Father God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
We out of here, man. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.